What's up, everybody? Slasher Movie Reviews here for a spoiler-heavy review of Catching Fire. That means if you have not seen or read the book, then you need to leave. Now, I did record a spoiler-free review that I think you guys should go check out instead. So without further ado, let's begin. The odds are certainly in this franchise's favor. Catching Fire was amazing. It was so perfect in every sense of the word. Holy mother of Fiddick. I love the way this film opens up. We're in District 12. Katniss is hunting with Gale. You know, she looks a little traumatized from the events of the games, but she's in her natural habitat, so she's somewhat happy. But then as she goes to, shoot the turkey, Marvel shows up, and wow, her reaction to this, it just shows how traumatizing the games have affected her. And I love this moment. I love the first 3 minutes of this film. It sets up Mockingjay so beautifully. Catching Fire is the beginning of this rebellion. I love how they just hit this rebellion with you the entire time. Because that's what Catching Fire is about. It's not about Katniss going back into the games or anything like that. It's setting her up for the rebellion that is to come. When Katniss, Peeta, and Haymitch find out that they have to go back into the arena, that was such an intense scene to hear. Mrs. Everdeen scream when she found out that Katniss is going back into the arena sent chills down my spine. One of my most anticipated moments in this film was Want a Sugar Cube? And I loved it. I loved it so much. And he was like, I know they're for the horses. And he's like, but I do want to borrow that outfit. Ah, it was so perfect. Ah! Also, that line that little girl gave Katniss on the victory tour, I'm gonna volunteer just like you someday. What? What? This film has so many word-for-word direct quotes from the novel in there. Could live 1,000 lifetimes and not deserve him. Oh, that is word for word. Can we just take a moment and appreciate Effie Trinket? Ooh, curtains. She had me crying when she's like, and we're a team. I was like, darn you, Francis Lawrence, and these emotions. I also love the spinning of the cornucopia. Finnick kissing Peeta's in the movie. The monkeys. Poisonous rain. I'd have to say, though, my favorite challenge in Catching Fire would have to be the poisonous fog. It was so intense, and Mags was so perfect in her final hours. I loved her. Joanna Mason. I love Joanna Mason. And Jenna Malone. Bravo! I just loved that elevator scene where she's stripping down and Katniss is all like, it was so good! So good! So good! I also love how Prim got more of a role in this film. It's gonna make Mockingjay even more harder to watch. I also love how President Snow got more of a role in this. You really get to see how evil he is and his granddaughter. Wow, that line that his granddaughter gives, I hope I can love somebody as much as she does. That was amazing. I also thought Philip Seymour Hoffman was awesome as Plutarch Heavensbee. He was so fantastic, and I just love that last line he gives to President Snow, saying that how he's gonna we'll toast to it when it's done, and then he just goes off and yes! I would have to say that my favorite scene in Catching Fire would probably be the victory tour. When Katniss and Peeta are up there in District 11, and Katniss is talking about Tresh and saying that I didn't know him, but he gave me an act of kindness that I'll never be able to repay. But I did know Rue, and she was my friend. I'm not gonna lie, I started bawling my freaking eyes out when I heard that. And then that guy comes out and he's all like, I was losing it. I was completely losing it. And when they shot him, probably one of the most startling moments in this film was when they shot him. The montage of the victory tour was also fantastic. Pen today, pen tomorrow, pen forever. The most intense moment of Catching Fire for me has to be the interview. You know, Peeta has just announced that, I feel sorry for the baby. I loved it because the Capitol folks, even the Capitol folks watching it, are getting up, screaming at everybody. And then you see all the victors join hands and they lift up. It is so powerful and so intense. Probably one of the most intense, if not the most intense moment of Catching Fire for me was when all the victors were standing there with their arms raised as the Capitol folks are screaming and angry about what they're seeing. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Sena's death was just as much heartbreaking and brutal to watch as it was in the novel. Now, I got to see this film in IMAX, and I love what they did with the IMAX because Katniss has just witnessed Sena's death, and you're hyperventilating, and as Katniss is going up in the tombs, the screen, like, forms into the IMAX ratio, and it is so cool. Now, my most anticipated scene going into Catching Fire was that ending, and it was just as epic and as abrupt and a cliffhanger as I imagined it in the books. It just has you wanting Mockingjay so badly. Like, the ending of the movie was so fantastic. Katniss, everything is just laying there, and she's like going up in the hovercraft, and you know, the explosions are going on around her, trees are on fire, things are falling from the sky, and Katniss is just like, it was so epic! And the motion poster at the end of the movie was so good. I just love, like, it's the Mockingjay, and then it breaks, and then you see the Mockingjay, and its wings are like, ah. I haven't seen a more perfect adaptation, so faithful, so emotionally draining, so just amazing since Deathly Hallows Part 2. And the best thing that I can say about that is I still have 2 more films left. I still have Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2. I'm just so blessed to see one of my personal favorite book trilogies be brought to life in such a powerful way. Now that you've seen Catching Fire, what did you think of it? Did you love it as much as I did? What was your favorite scene? Let's go and talk about it. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. So until next time, you guys, I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and you guys have just been slashed.